Is Randy Moss better than Calvin Johnson? So, what is your feelings on that, Dogon? How do you feel about that? Who you got, Randy Moss or do you got Calvin Johnson?
All things equal, if we're panning this out as if Calvin Johnson never retired, I'm still going with Randy Moss. He made players look, mediocre quarterbacks. He made them look like Hall of Famers, and for Hall of Famers, he made them look like the greatest of all time. And so that season where Randy Moss had 23 touchdowns, uh, almost 1,500 yards receiving, and in the early 2000s, before we're seeing these outrageous numbers now. That's
Yeah,
crazy stuff. I really felt like Randy Moss should have won MVP that year. What season was that? That
that was
was 20
2007.
no 2013.
Oh, no, 2007 for the MVP
Let me see. For Randy, oh, I'm
for
looking
Randy
at
Moss. You're looking
yeah,
at
yeah,
Calvin.
yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, man. No, I was looking at Tom Brady's on.
Oh,
Yeah, my bad. 2007. So yeah, that 2007 season, yeah, man, just absolutely going hammer. But I think when it came to Randy Moss, when it came to his route running, I felt as though that he wasn't just a go guy. He wasn't just always running out there and bombing people. The guy was a legit route runner. Uh, Phenomenal separation. He ran like a gazelle for his height, and so he was just a mismatch problem. The thing is with Megatron is that he was a beast. Matt Stafford, he'll lock in on one receiver and put him in very compromising situations, especially when Matt Stafford was younger. And
yeah.
so, but Calvin would make all these contested catches, but on a bad team. So, what if Calvin actually had a good team? Who knows? But I'll tell you like this: even just watching Calvin, as far as route running, all that stuff was elite. All of it was elite. But I still think that Randy Moss's ability to separate was just top tier, and that's what really separates them. And his top end speed is just unmatched. At least compared to yeah, man. I mean, the guy was a phenomenon. But what are your thoughts? Who do you got? You got Randy Moss, or do you got Calvin Megatron Johnson?
Man, I got Calvin Johnson, Megatron.
Wow.
Man, the way that he would catch over people. Now Calvin Johnson was uh I think Tom Brady will love Calvin Johnson more than he loved Randy Moss because Calvin Johnson was basically a tight end that ran a 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did the same thing that Rob Gronkowski did. But Rob Gronkowski had Tom Brady and Randy Moss had Tom Brady.
That's true.
So the way that Calvin Johnson would catch it over three people, two people, and that's because he got a garbage quarterback or a regular quarterback back then who was just throwing it up for him to catch it. But the way he made those catches and he got the record of the most receiving yards, and his quarterback wasn't even league. He was probably in the middle of quarterbacks during that season, even
Mm-hmm.
though his numbers say different. Everybody, the eye test with Randy Moss and Calvin Johnson, uh, my eye test says that okay, in a late game situation, I don't care who you got on the field, how tall they are, how big they are. Calvin Johnson is going to catch it over them. Randy Moss, he got that same ability, he got the same height. But there was a yeah, there was no need for Randy Moss because he blew by people, so it wasn't, and he had a good quarterback. So it's a difference. The eye test, you can't even do the eye test really, but I'm going with Calvin Johnson because he got almost the same speed. Randy Moss is a little faster than him, but Megatron, he has the tight end ability. He got the ability to block. He got the ability to catch over 3 people. So I'm going with him. That's what I'm going with.
That's a fair take to say that if Calvin Johnson played with Tom Brady, how that would have looked. And he would have, I mean, hell, look what he did with Edelman.
Yeah.
You know, so no shade on Edelman, but I mean, if he had, Megatron out there, he would have made him look a lot better. Yeah. So that's an interesting take. And honestly, just any type of fluent offense at the time, because he played when Detroit was at the pits of the league. Matt Stafford was serviceable, but at the time, like I said, he was young and he was putting people in compromising positions. Oh, yeah. And even after Calvin left, then they got Golladay. And Golladay was legit when it came to contested catches, much like Calvin. He wasn't the same, but contested catches. But Matt will always put him in those situations where he got to jump for the ball and get tagged by 2 people. So yeah, what if he played in more of a fluid offense? That is an interesting dynamic. And yeah, man, he's a guy that, he's a big what if. He's definitely a big what if. But honestly, dog, Randy Moss still is Randy Moss.
Yeah.
And of course, that's the popular answer. I would say it would be. But I think it's for good reason. And I don't think it's just like, whatever, whoop. But I gotta tell you right now, man, your Adrian Peterson, Megatron team, if y'all are rolling that out there, I like it. Mm-hmm. It's real stable, sturdy, and consistent ball play. Me, I got Derrick Henry's the man, but he's a real home run guy. But AP brought it every Sunday.
Yep.
And so and same thing with Randy. He's a real splash dynamic guy. But I can see Calvin more of a possession receiver.
Yeah.
And that has big play upside.
Yeah, he more of a he would match perfectly with I think you put Randy Moss with Peyton Manning. Randy Moss do better with Peyton Manning. Tom Brady does better with Calvin Johnson, because Calvin Johnson worked the same way, got the same build, and function the same way as Rob Gronkowski, but he run faster. Mm-hmm. So Tom Brady, that's Tom Brady's dream right there. And I think Randy Moss is more on the Peyton Manning side, even though he balled out. But Randy Moss, when he balled out with Tom Brady, he even reached like Calvin Johnson numbers. You know what I'm saying? He got 1,500. So that's what I'm saying, that Calvin Johnson is more on the Tom Brady side, and Randy Moss is more on the Peyton Manning side. If he had Peyton Manning, he would probably get reach 1,900 just like Calvin Johnson did.
Yeah, because Megatron's his 2011 season. His 2012 season. Yeah, 2012. Yeah, he had 1,900.
Yeah,
but only 5 touchdowns. But that's because who he playing with. How you get 1,900 yards? And I remember that season too. Actually, I was mad for him. I was like, how does this man don't have more touchdowns? 122 5 touchdowns. That's egregious, bro.
Yeah.
But that just speaks to the dysfunctionality of the Lions at the time, which always bothered me. But I'm glad they're on the upswing now. But very, very valid argument, man. Very valid argument. But what are your guys' thoughts down in the comment section? Please let us know. All right. Would you guys pick Calvin Megatron Johnson, or are you going with Randy Moss? Me personally, I'm going with Randy Moss. Leo says
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson. But until the next time, guys, this is the Keep On Moving podcast show. And make sure you guys like and subscribe as well. But until the next time, guys, we'll catch you. Peace.
Peace.